There we are. So come and lie on your back. And just get yourself comfortable. Bring the hands just to the base of the belly or the sides of the hips. And just lift your head for a moment, look at your knees, and as you put your head back onto the floor, lengthen the back of the neck so that the occipital ridge, the base of the skull, rests on the floor. And you might even feel that stretch down into the back of the shoulder blades. And let the shoulders settle, the upper back settle into the floor. And as your hands rest on your belly, allow the spine to release as much as you can. Just notice if there's a bit of resistance there. And start to deepen the breath. And really focus on the exhale. So each time you breathe out, feel the breath smooth and steady, so control it. And let the spine settle a little bit more each out breath. As the body gets heavy into the floor, can you feel that the collarbones open as the shoulder blades release, the back of the body relaxes? So a slow, steady exhale. And then for your next couple of breaths, take the focus to the inhale and feel as if there's a freshness coming into the body, brightening everything up as you inhale. Feel the body expand, keeping heavy and settled into the floor. So matching a steady, fresh inhale to your smooth, settling exhale. One more breath. If your legs are straight at the moment, just bend the knees, bring the feet hip width apart in line with your sit bones. And as you inhale next time, sweep the arms overhead, straighten the right leg along the floor, reach through the heel. And then as you exhale, hug that knee in. Great, so we'll stay on this right side. Let's do another 4 or 5. Inhaling and really reach. So see if you can make the leg longer as you reach back with your arms and hug in. If your neck is happy, then you can lift the nose towards the knee. So you're flexing the spine as you exhale. Good. Just take it slowly. Don't rush. Don't rush. Slow it down. Make the movement really fluid and flowing, deliberate. So you're aware of every part of the movement. Don't rush to go from one to another. Yeah, let's do one more on this side. Reaching out of the pelvis with that femur bone all the way to the heel, and then hugging in one last time. Bring the right foot to the floor, flow into the other side. So as you inhale, arms back, straighten the left. Exhale, hug in. And do a few with the head on the floor, just to ease into it. And then when you're ready, maybe your flexion, your exhale, brings the nose towards the knee, but not too much effort, no strain here. Focus more on a fluid flowing movement, matching the breath. Inhaling to lengthen, really lengthen that leg out of the body. So just one leg at a time, that's it. And hug in. Good, let's do 2 more. And last one. Reaching away. And exhale. As you exhale, gather in both knees. And this time, as you inhale, arms reach back, feet touch the floor, slide the heels along the floor. So you come into a full body stretch. So make the legs firm as you draw the toes back And you can slide the heels along the floor and then lift them up to come into your exhale and hug the knees in. So you roll into a ball. So you're supporting the back by just sliding the feet along the mat, coming into your inhale to fill the body with that fresh, light energy. And as you exhale, slide the heels and the toes and then lift the heels. So you're not putting too much strain on the lower back. Let's just do a couple more. Really feel through the torso as you stretch and then crunch. So using your belly muscles here. So can you engage your lower belly muscles as you finish your exhale, hug the knees in. Lovely. Taking it slow and steady. Do one more. And then hug the knees in. And roll to the side and come up. And if you've got your bricks handy, then come and sit on the bricks. Rooting down through the pelvis. So sitting high gives us the opportunity to be a little bit more open in the hips early in the morning. Just take your thumbs and press the thumbs into your hip creases. If your thumbs don't like that, you can have the hands the other way and just push down. So you're rooting the pelvis and opening up through the groins. So you're just pushing down, see if you can feel that through your sit bones. And as you root the pelvis down, can you lift through the spine, get a little bit taller? Good. As you release your hips, keep all of that length, sweep the arms up, shoulders stay away from your ears, interlink your fingers. If it's okay on your shoulders, your hands, then turn the palms to the ceiling and stretch through the fingers. As you release the shoulders down the back, free up your neck and take a breath from the hips to the fingertips. Lovely. Inhale, and as you exhale, root into your left sit bone and hinge to the right. So you're not letting the pelvis lift here. You really want to push down and take a couple of breaths. You can turn the gaze just a little towards the left. Breathe into those ribs. And then inhale through the center, relax the shoulders, root into the right sit bone, hinge to the left. Nice, and take a couple of breaths. See if you can straighten the elbows a little bit more, stretch through the fingers. If that's too uncomfortable on shoulders, then you can just have the palms facing the crown of your head. Take another breath, see if you can hinge a little bit more, don't lift through the pelvis. Nice. Inhale, come back up, release your left hand and place it on your right knee. Take your right hand and just cradle the back of the head. So you're going to twist to the right here and then start to side bend to the left. So we have a twisty bend. Just press the head gently into the hands so the back of the neck stays long. Take a breath here. So we're twisting and then seeing if you can release the shoulder maybe towards the hip. So take it into a side bend as well. One more breath here. Sweep the arms up as you inhale through the center. And then you're changing hands. One hand behind the head and then opposite hand. So take the twist first. So you're just using that hand on the thigh to draw you round. And then you're almost lifting the armpit towards the ceiling. So you side bend and press the head gently into that hand. So the back of the neck stays long. It gives you a bit more length through the spine. Take another breath here. And then as you inhale, sweep the arms up, circle them round, take them to the hands to the sacrum. Shoulders nestle into the back of the heart. Just lift up the sternum, opening up through the chest. Lovely. So then we're going to come on to the mat here, but you need your bricks. So as you come onto the mat, can you take the right foot forwards into a lunge and have your bricks handy? And here again, you're going to take your thumb or your hand just into the hip crease. And as you press into the hip crease, you're almost feeling as if you're rooting the outside of that thigh down to the floor. So you feel that that helps to square the pelvis, to really get that right sit bone down. Make sure the belly button's pressing straight forward so you can draw that right hip back a little bit, lengthen the tailbone, get nice and tall and just sweep the arms up. Nice, relax the shoulders away from the ears, bring the hands down and just cradle the back of the head. So you're interlinking the fingers, cradle the back of the head, elbows point forwards. Keep that tone in the belly and gently press the head into the hands. Feel the shoulders slide down your back and lift the heart even more. And take a steady breath, a deep inhale, a smooth exhale. And then start to bring the hands down onto the bricks. Sit back into Hanumanasana prep. So you're coming into your hamstring stretch. So as you sit back, the hips dip towards the heels just a little, not too much. And again, just take that thumb into the right hip crease and lengthen. Feel as if you're opening up, pushing the sit bone down, spreading the flesh down. So that helps to square the pelvis. Take a breath here. And on your inhale, hands on the bricks, come into a lunge as you take the chest forwards, the head back. And then exhale back into your Hanumanasana. And as you take it back, you feel as if you're squaring the pelvis, lengthening, spreading the outside of that hip downwards towards the floor. Inhale, lift, shoulders draw in. Exhale, take it back. Good, just do one more here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, take it back. Good. And then bring your right brick a little bit closer to the hip and take your left brick over the right leg as well. So we're going to take it into a twisty stretch. So again, you want to feel that the outside of this hip is drawing down and not just hitching up and behind you. So you push into your bricks and start to turn and then bow. So you'll feel a slightly different stretch, quite strong. Soften the knee if you need to. Keep seeing if you can feel that you're rooting the sit bones back. And take a couple of breaths there in the twist. Nice. And then start to walk the bricks back to the center. Bend the front knee. Bring your left brick to the inside of your right foot. Take your right hand onto that brick. And you're going to start to twist and open up to the left. So you need to push the knee and the arm towards each other for some stability. So that knee stays pointing forwards. And then take the top arm up. Again, just notice a little tone in the lower belly. And take a couple of breaths here, opening up to the left. Lovely. And then as you exhale next time, bring the left hand onto the same brick and start to twist towards the right. Nice. You can take that brick wider if you feel unstable, yeah. And take a couple of breaths here. One more inhale. As you exhale, bring your right hand to your right brick. Bring that left brick back up. And you're just going to swap sides. So bring the right knee back, step the left foot forwards. And just come up into the lunge for a moment. And take your left thumb to that left hip crease. And see if you can feel that you can take the outside of your thigh down to the floor. Square the pelvis so that left hip draws back a little bit. Nice, you should feel a bit more rooted into that left hip. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Take it into a lunge. Again, toning the tummy, lengthening the tailbone. And take the hands to the back of the head, interlinking the fingers. As you push the head into the hands, can you draw the shoulders down the spine? And lift the heart a little bit more. One more breath. Inhale as you exhale, release the hands, find your bricks and sit back. So we come into the Hanumanasana prep, that splits prep. And take the thumb to the left hip crease again and see, can you Draw it down towards the floor. Can you feel it helps to square the pelvis? Now that might make it super strong on the left hamstring. So push the left heel into the floor and have a tiny bend in your left knee. And that will take some of that pressure off. Right. And then as you inhale, bend the left knee, come and lift up into more of a crescent lunge, and then sit back and bow so the elbows can come wide. So just move with your breath for a few cycles, inhaling, exhaling, stay connected to your core, a little bit of tone through the belly, and move with the breath. One more inhale, take it back to the splits prep, and just move the left brick a little closer to the knee. Bring the right brick over that left leg. Keep firm and rooting downwards through the outside of that left hip. And then turn and twist to the left and then bow. And just take it to where is a good, tolerable place to stay for a few breaths. It shouldn't feel as if the hamstring's going to ping. If you need to release some of the pressure in the hamstring, relax the foot towards the floor instead of lifting the toes up. So there's a few things that you can do just to find some ease here. Steady the breath. And then start to come back to the center. Bring the bricks either side of that front foot. And then you can have the right brick to the inside of the left foot. Bring the left hand onto that brick and you push gently the knee and the left arm together. So we start to open through the groins a little bit as you take the right arm up. So the steadiness comes from pushing your left foot into the floor, resting, pressing the knee and the arm together. Nice, and take some steady breaths there. Right. Inhale as you exhale. Bring the right hand down to the brick and you can keep it close to the foot or you can take it a little wider and then twist to the other side. Really feel that you're drawing your belly round and taking the left arm up. Push into your right hand, feel as if you're opening up the chest, collarbones wide. Yeah, take another couple of breaths. Inhale one more time there, exhale. To bring the hands down, take the bricks to the side, bring the left knee back, ground through the hands, tuck the toes, downward facing dog and walk out the feet. Nice. Great. Inhale, lift the right leg high. And then as you exhale, take your time to get there. Squeeze the belly in, bring the knee towards the chest as you take the weight forwards and then step the right foot back. So you keep the back knee lifted here, but you have the option to bend it and go back to the versions that we were just doing. Otherwise, we're going to do very similar action with the back leg straight. So let's just think about this back leg first. We want to keep this super strong. So you want to feel as if the inner left thigh is lifting towards the ceiling, that you're drawing the muscles to the bone, and you feel automatically start to scissor the legs together, draw the tummy muscles up. So as you inhale, you're keeping the back leg really strong and lifting the heart, shoulders draw back. And then as you exhale, you're just going to roll to the right heel. Can you see my foot here? And bow. So your inhale takes you forwards, back leg stays exactly the same, super strong through both movements here, exhaling and bowing. Now you might find that you're not going to bow, that you're going to keep your body parallel to the floor. Good, so do what works best for you. You can be right high on your bricks, exhaling, elbows wide, bow. You just reach back through that back heel. It's not on the floor. If you have toe issues, you might be better off with the back foot flat on the floor. Good, let's do a few more. Inhaling, open the collarbones, shoulders back, and exhale, bowing. One more. Bow. And then you're going to step back into downward facing dog. Take the right foot next to the left. If it feels good, just paddle out the feet and see if you can notice a difference between the sensations in the right to the left. Inhale, the left lifts high. Take your time to bring that foot forward. So take the weight forwards, use the opportunity to engage your core, and then step the left foot forwards. And you can wriggle it further forwards if you need to. Bring your bricks in and power up your back leg. So you're scissoring the feet towards each other, feeling the belly tone and the back leg muscles drawing to the bones, really strong. As we inhale, we lift the chest, open the heart. Don't collapse the back leg. As you exhale, just straighten and bow. And you can either have your foot down, the front foot down, or you can lift the heel. That will make it a little bit stronger. Inhale, lengthen forwards, keep the back leg strong. Exhale, bow. And just work within your own yummy yucky limit. So it should be slightly more yummy than yucky. It shouldn't feel as if something's going to ping. Lovely, keep the back leg really powerful. Good, exhaling to bow. Let's do 2 more. Move with your breath, don't rush. Nice. Then the front knee, take the bricks to the sides, ground your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Nice. And just take a moment to steady the pose here. So hands are strong. Fingers wide, fingertips pressing into the floor. Shoulders slide away from the ears, so the head is free. Lift the sit bones high. Lovely, take another breath. And then look to your hands. As you step forwards, you come into your half forward fold. So lengthen forwards, hands to the shins. Exhale and bow. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to the heart. We'll just flow a little bit. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, look forwards. As you exhale, step the left foot back and drop the left knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Lovely. As you exhale, sit the hips back. Great. Walk the hands forwards, take the right knee next to the left knee, ground the hands, inhale into cat pose. Exhale into cow, the other way around. Exhale into cat, inhale into cow pose, Uttanasana. Exhaling, pulling the tummy up as you push the floor away. Just do 2 more breaths here. Inhaling, lengthen, exhale. Lovely. And then tucking the toes, pressing the hips back up to the ceiling, downward facing dog. Look to the thumbs, step forwards, half forward fold. Lengthen the crown forwards. Exhale, bow. Sweep the arms wide as you inhale. And then exhale. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, look forwards. As you exhale, right foot back, drop the right knee down. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, sit the hips back. Walk the hands forwards, take the left knee back, ground the hands. Inhale, Uttanasana, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Good, do 2 more breath cycles. Inhaling. Exhale, push the floor away. Really pull the tummy muscles up. Last breath. Nice. And then tuck the toes. Press back, downward facing dog. Look to the thumbs, step forwards. Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Exhale, release. Inhale. Rise. Exhale. Hands to the heart. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, look forwards. Exhale, step back into downward facing dog. Lift the right leg As you exhale, take the weight forwards just a little bit, doesn't have to be full plank, and take the knee to the chest, hug it up. Stay on the same side. You're going to inhale the right leg lift. Exhale, take the weight forward, squeeze the belly as you draw the knee up to the chest. 2 more, inhale, reach back. Exhale, squeeze in. Last one, inhale, reach back. Exhale, squeeze. Step right foot next to left, come into plank, and then lower to the belly. Inhale, cobra, shoulders draw back. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg, left leg, sorry. So the other leg. Exhale, take the weight forward just a little, squeeze the knee up towards the chest. Good, let's do a few more this side. Inhale, straighten it back. Exhale, hug in, squeeze nose towards knee. Use your belly muscles. Inhale. Yeah. Exhale. Switching on the core. Good, just do 2 more. Well done. Hands strong, pressing the fingertips down. Good, and then bring the left foot next to the right, come into plank, lower to the belly. Bring the left forearm along your mat in front of you. So your left elbow is under your left shoulder. Bend the right knee, reach back for the foot. And whichever way is comfortable, you want to come into a thigh stretch here. So can you keep your knees in line with your hips? So sometimes what happens is the knee wants to come out wide. Good. And you need a little bit of core on here to protect the back. If you prefer, you can have your forehead down, the pelvis, both sides, left and right, on the floor, and hug that right shoulder in as you gently push the foot into the hand. Take 2 more breaths. Nice. And then release and go to the other side. So right elbow under right shoulder, and that arm supports you. If that isn't comfortable on your shoulders, your head can come onto the floor. Reach back for your left foot, and then just make sure you've got your knee in line with your hip, that it's not trying to sneak out to the side. If you're really tight in your quads and your hip flexors, you might feel that the pelvis is lifted away from the floor. Can you push the pubic bone towards the floor, tone the tummy muscles, maybe even firm the buttocks. Feel broad through the collarbones. Gently push the hand into the foot into the hand. And steady breath. Release that foot. Take the hands either side of your chest. Press back. Open the knees wide and just sit back into wide knee child, big toes together. Arms can still be reaching forwards here. Take a couple of breaths and fill the back of your body with your breath. Feel the back of the waist expand. And then we're going to, so Maggie, get there how you need to. Come onto your sit bones. So walk the hands back. You could cross the ankles and come onto your sit bones. Excuse me. Warming up and shifting old stuff. Bring the knees in. Great. And see, as you hold onto your shins, can you open up the collarbones, draw the shoulder blades in? So we're trying to bring the top of the sacrum in. Yeah, so we're not slumping. And as you do that, you should feel that you can stay open through the front of the chest. So that's what we want to keep. Come onto the tippy toes. You can keep holding onto your shins, draw your tummy muscles back. So you're really squeezing as if you were trying to pull your tummy muscles away from your thighs. And then lift the feet off the floor. And just experiment here with taking one hand away, staying exactly as you are, no movement, and then the other hand away. So here is your option 1. And you're really feeling like the bottom part of your abdominal muscles are pulling up to help keep the knees close. If you feel that you can, you might be able to take the shins parallel to the floor without tipping back. So if you feel like you've gone further back, come back to the option before that. If you're feeling really strong, you might be able to straighten the legs, but you want to keep in a V shape. So can you see I've started to drop back because I don't have the strength to support myself. So I'm going to stay lifted here. I'll keep talking while you keep coring. Steady breath, collarbones open. We're going to make it a bit more difficult. I've decided we need to do more core work this year. So inhale, as you exhale, come just so that your legs are straight and your shoulder blades touch, and then bring it back up, and then come down, hollow body, and then come up. Otherwise, stay where you were here. Try a couple more. Yeah. 2 more. Last one. Well done, don't hold your breath. So next challenge is come into hollow body and see if you can keep it there for another 30 seconds. Otherwise, bend your knees and keep scrunching. Well done. 10, 9, 8, 7, scrunch your belly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come onto your back. Oh. And have a little rock and roll. Well done. Great. So we're just going to come back up to do one last standing pose. So coming back up to the front of your mat and grab your bricks. Stand nice and tall. So you're going to step your right foot back into Warrior One foundation. So that's not too big, not too small. You should then be able to, just like we did before, square the pelvis. So the left hip comes back a little bit, your belly button's pointing forwards. So here, we want to keep the legs straight. So you can have hands on hips to help you draw the belly up, lengthen tailbone, lift heart. And then keeping the legs strong, pushing into both feet evenly, start to take the body parallel to the floor. And then the hands can find your bricks. So just make sure that you haven't swung the left hip out, that you're still drawing left hip back, right hip forwards. That gives you more length through the spine. Take the hand, right hand onto the right brick. And here again, you can either have it close to your foot or you can have it underneath your shoulder. Start to push the right hand down into the brick. Keep that left hip drawing back as you turn and twist. Pavarita Trikonasana. Now don't forget your back foot. Can you ground into your back foot? Now your tummy muscles are nice and warm. Can you draw the belly in and turn a little deeper? And now steady breath. Well done, everyone. Nice. Take one more inhale. Can you open a little more? And then exhale. Find both bricks. Walk them back underneath shoulders. And step the right foot back. Sweep the arms up. Come all the way over Hastasana. And exhale back into Tadasana. Step the left foot back. Again, you want to feel that the feet are on train tracks. So you haven't stepped back into a tightrope. So as you look down, there should be space between the feet. This way and that way. Both legs straight. So again, feel that right hip comes back, the left hip forwards so that you square the pelvis. Your belly button is pointing forwards. Ground into both feet. And then feel as if that right hip is still staying back as you come parallel to the floor, hands to the bricks. Good. So again, feel that your core muscles are on, your body's lengthening forwards. Take your brick either underneath the left shoulder or to the inside of your right foot, and then start to turn to the right. And make sure you're hugging that right hip back. It doesn't swing out, that will unsettle you, unbalance you. And push into both feet from your pelvis. So the tendency is all the weight comes into the front foot. Great. Take another couple of breaths. If the shoulder doesn't want to be, if you need a slightly different version for the shoulders, take your right hand to the hip and just work on turning the torso. Lovely. One more breath. And then release the hands. Bring the bricks underneath the shoulders. Step the left foot forwards, and this time come back down to the floor. And come and lie on your back. Take the hands either side of your hips, palms down, and just roll the shoulder blades under so you're open through the collarbones. Feet hip width apart, planted firmly onto the floor. Nice. And then start to feel, if you just feel, without lifting your pelvis, if you push into your feet evenly, left and right foot, can you feel the sit bones draw together a little bit? There's some activation of the gluteal muscles here. So feel that first, and then slowly start to feel as if you're pouring your body weight into the feet and lifting the pelvis as you go. The back of the head stays firmly rooting into the floor, pressing the palate back, the throat back, lifting up. So the sternum starts to draw closer to your chin. And then if you wish, you can bring your hands together underneath your back, and you can roll the upper arms in even and lift a little higher. If you want a supported bridge, just grab a brick and pop it under your sacrum. And let's take another 3 breaths here. So pushing evenly, left foot, right foot, sit bones draw together, but you're not gripping on for dear life here. Feel as if the weight is flowing into your feet. And feel open through the chest, through the heart center. Knees stay flowing forward, so not dropping out or dropping in. Have one more steady breath. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, start to melt the upper back, and then the mid back, and then the lumbar spine. Your pelvis melts back towards the floor. And just stay there for a moment in semi-supine, letting the body settle for a moment. Lovely. And then sweep the arms back. Straighten the right leg. Reach down through the right heel. And then bring the arms to the sides, keeping the legs the same. Lift the left foot off the floor and take the left knee with your right hand. And then take it into a twist. So this left knee comes over, your left arm can spread out to the side, gaze to the left. And if you've got bricks handy, then you can rest your foot on the brick. And take a few breaths in your twist. So come back to the center, scoop both knees up and roll onto your back. And then bring the left foot to the floor. And as you inhale next time, sweep the arms out, straighten the right leg along the mat and lengthen out the whole of that side. And then swap. Bring the right foot in, straighten the left leg out. Have a stretch through that left side first. And then as you bring the arms down, scoop up the right knee with your left hand and take it into a twist. So we roll to the outside of the left thigh, the left hip, right arm out, gaze to the right. And if you're tight like me, then your knee is not going to be near the floor, and it might be that your knee wants to straighten a little bit. Just let it happen so that you feel a comfortable and sustainable twist through maybe the buttock and the spine, the waist. So your body will tell you where it needs to be. Some of us might have the knee on the floor. You might rest it on a brick. A couple more breaths here in the twist. And then start to scoop the left knee in, hug both knees in, have a little roll. And then put the left foot on the floor and start to walk your hands towards your right ankle. So you're turning the sole of your right foot towards the ceiling. And then this right knee is drawing down towards the armpit. And if you're more flexible than I am, you might be able to bring the knee down towards the floor. But can you see your elbows on the outside of the knee? Your left hip might lift off the floor a little bit, that's fine. You can have both hands on the foot, or you can let your left arm drop into half happy baby. And if you wish, you could inhale, straighten the leg, exhale, draw it down just a couple of times, get a little bit more movement in the hip. But this shouldn't be uncomfortable. So if it feels pinchy in the hip, then just find a point where you can just find some ease and then hold it for a couple of breaths. Maybe your thigh might be parallel to the floor, the shin perpendicular to the floor. See if you can relax your shoulders. And then before we go to the other side, just stretch that side out again. So lengthen the right leg along the floor, reach back, and then plant your right foot. Bring your left knee in and walk the hands up the shin towards the ankle, bringing the thigh more parallel to the floor and the shin more perpendicular. And you'll be different on each side. So work within what works for you. If you can, sole of the foot to the ceiling. And then you can lift this right side of the pelvis up a little bit as you draw this left knee down, maybe towards the floor, the armpit. And you can rest your elbow to the knee. And if it feels good, you can just do a little bit of breath work with inhaling to straighten. The pelvis rocks a little bit, exhaling to draw the knee down. And then hold for another couple of breaths. And then release by stretching the left leg along the mat, arms draw back. And then bring the arms to your sides, and you can take your right leg to join your left for Shavasana. Or if you prefer, your knees are bent. Maybe the feet are wide and the knees drop together. Take a moment to tune in again to the back of your body as we did at the beginning of the class. So focus on your exhale for a couple of breaths and see if you can invite the whole of the back of your body, from the back of your skull, back of the shoulder blades, the upper back, the waist, the hips, even the back of your legs, just inviting that sense of letting go. Little by little. And just rest for a moment. Start to deepen the breath. And here, focus on the inhale. Fresh breath coming in and bathing every cell. Renewed energy, ready for your week ahead. With your next inhale, stretch the arms back. And as you exhale, hug the knees in. Roll to the side to come back up to seated. And bring your hands together in front of your heart. And with great love and gratitude, namaste.